if you want to be a part of the role play, that would be awesome. It's always better with real stuff instead of just Jack and I simulating. So let's get started with campaign requests. All right. And Michael Walker, I haven't seen it, but I'll happy to take care of that when we're done for you, okay? All right. Do you have more success getting clients for businesses or getting business prospect owners? So, Francis, are you saying, is it easier to fulfill or get clients? Is that the basic question? Okay, yes. So is it easier to fulfill or get clients? In my opinion, this is just an opinion, right? Fulfillment's easier. This is my opinion. It doesn't mean that getting clients is hard. It's harder than fulfillment, but I say fulfilling is easier than getting clients. Because here's why. Because generating a lead or getting somebody to do an appointment or view a video or react to a ad, right, is easier than getting Doug Starks, getting Eddie to give him $400. You see what I mean? It's easier to get that transactional step to happen. Or his credit card to that end. Okay, so on that end, Doug, you willing to come on live? Promise. Eddie, are you here? I promise it'll be so easy. After running into the brick wall when Eddie dropped the hammer, Eddie is here too. I love it. So let's see if he's available. Okay, yeah, let me know, Doug, when you can. Yeah, and Gordon said this, guys. To Francis's question, you really have a lot more chances when you're going one-to-many and with marketing to get a response. It's just, from a number standpoint, it's just easier. Doesn't mean getting clients is hard. Imagine this. All right, imagine, let me put a slide up, and I'm going to give Doug a second. All right. I'm going to give you choices, all right? Picking on CPAs right now. All right, I give you 4 choices. Put them in order on what is going to be either easier, less painful, better for you. You tell me. I won't tell you. Alan said, and Alan and Connie both said, let me put them in numeric order. All right, everybody agrees so far that, I suspect not everybody agrees on anything, but this is what I'm seeing right now. What I just saw in the Q&A box looks something like this. I knew it. Mike Shipman saying, I want to walk in. You know what? It comes down to the person, you guys. It comes down to the person. Comes down to the person. All right. Mike, will you come on live also for a little role play? Are you able to with Mike's situation? And Doug, I'm trying to unmute you. I'm not sure I can unmute you. I don't know what's going on. Try it again. It may not work. Hang on. Yeah, and let's be honest. Right now, walking in to Bev's point doesn't work anywhere. No problem, Mike. All right. I am, for whatever reason, hang on. Doug, see if you can unmute yourself. I tried unmuting other people and it worked, but for some reason I can't unmute you. Okay. Well, so much for the unmuting, you guys. So, yeah, and let's be real. CPAs, the CPA in my building, she's still working upstairs. She's by herself in her office. None of her team's there. I don't recommend walking in right now anywhere today, obviously. So I think it comes down to your preference between 1 and 2. And then cold calling, I suspect, for the vast majority is 3rd, right? All right, Mike, let me see if I can unmute you. I cannot. Doug, I tried. I cannot unmute you. Let me see if I can unmute Mike. Hang on, Mike. Let me see. All right, Mike, how about now?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, you sound clear, man. Awesome. How are you?
You know, for an old man, I'm doing all right.
Hey, are you in Orange Beach or Montgomery right now, or neither?
I am in Montgomery today. We lost about 2,000 trees in the city, and we're just getting power and everything back up in Montgomery. So, fighting the storm damage.
I love it. Belba said, Mike, define old. I love it when guys older than me argue on who's older. This is a good one. No, Michael Belba's awesome.
I'm just 68. Just 68.
You guys are probably close. Okay. All right. So at the end of the day, let me see if Gil Nelson will come on. Gil, I'm going to check your audio too. Hang on, Gil. See if I can unmute you. Gil, how about you? Can you hear me?
I can.
When you said I'm in, I didn't know if that means you wanted to do it with us or not. I wasn't sure. So.
No, I'm in the over 60 group.
Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry. I just saw you said I'm in, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you got me beat.
All right. We're keeping Gil because Gil's a good sport. And Mike, hey, for what it's worth, Mona said you're like a middle-ager, man. She just said you're a youngin'. I love it. And Michael Belva said the same thing. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. Shipman, why don't you be the sales guy? You've done that once or twice. And Gil, what kind of business are you going to be? What do you feel like being?
I feel like being a plumber.
All right. So Mike, Gil's a plumber. You can do whatever product you want. It doesn't matter. It's you use questions, you control the show. And Gil, we'll pretend Mike called you even though I know he'd rather walk in. You just start out with, hey, it's Gil, or hello, or something like that so he can play off you.
Hello, this is Gil.
Hey, thanks for calling. Hey, Gil, thanks for calling in on our lead generation program. What questions do you have before we get you set up?
Hey, who am I talking with?
This is Mike.
Oh, hey, Mike, what's happening?
Hey, it's just another great day out here trying to generate leads for everybody.
Oh, I see. Okay, what you got going?
Whereabouts are you located at?
I'm up here in Suffolk County, east of Tucket.
Oh, okay. And you've got a plumbing business?
Yes, sir.
How many trucks have you got?
I've just got myself. I've got my truck, and I got 2 guys that help me on and off.
Well, all right, that's good. Sometimes it's easier to be that size of a business. How long have you been in the business?
Oh, it was my dad's business, so I've been in it for 22 years, and then it's a family business.
Oh, good. It's that's the way I am. This is a family business for me, and I'm passing it on to my kids and my grandkids. So I appreciate other people that are doing that. So let me ask this. What interested you enough to call in and ask about our lead generation program?
Well, times are being what they are. And I'm just a small company. So obviously we're downsized. To stay in business this long, just with one truck it was a bigger company. And so what I want to capitalize on now is helping people. I just have a really crappy website presence. I really didn't take care of myself online, and people don't know about me. And so I'm available and can do emergency stuff. I just like to do it close by where I am.
All right. So you've got a web presence presently, and since you've downsized, have you got trucks and equipment that you aren't using right now?
I probably have a couple of trucks in the old barn. Not really. We got just parts, a lot of parts.
Okay. All right. So the main thing we need to, it sounds like that you're looking for is to fill your own schedule up closer to capacity. How much, if you were to say percentage wise, how much free time have you got right now that you could be working on other projects?
Working on plumbing projects? Well, right now I'm doing like 1 or 2 jobs a week, and I want to be doing more like, if I can get back up to 10, 2 a day, that'd be great. It's a little bit weird because we've got a lot of people I figure are just really concerned about people coming into their house. So I need to get the message out that I'm COVID compliant and safe, and we got booties, and they can get a picture of me, and I've got all this technology I just bought into, but they just don't know me. I got a crappy 8-year-old website, and I don't know how to reach them.
All right. So the main thing you're looking for right now is actually to get the phone to ring, to get some people calling in or some people to reach out and contact you. What type of marketing are you doing right now?
I started doing posts on Facebook. I take pictures of myself and what I'm doing and showing that I'm safe. And I got a kid working on putting pictures on my website. We're also doing a bunch of Instagram because I can take pictures where I'm at. And so I've been boosting my posts, things like that, and having friends like me. So I'm growing slowly.
Are you primarily looking for emergency work, or are you looking for ongoing, maybe seasonal maintenance type contracts? Yeah, that's a good idea. If I can get this going again, I've got 2 guys I can bring back on, and I'd really like to do that. All right, good. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to kind of get a picture of what kind of capacity you've got available. Let me ask you this: if I had a way that was affordable where we could get you an additional maybe 15 to 20 calls a week, would that be something you'd be interested in? It might be. A little cash strapped, so I just wanted to kind of hear what you had to say, but I'm a little bit nervous about making financial commitments. Well, I understand. We all are, right? We all are right now. The good news is, though, we're going to these times are going to change. It's not going to last forever. And right now is the time to be out there trying to pick up new business when nobody else is. Your average job, when you're doing an emergency job, let's look at those first. What's your average ticket? What do you normally charge on a routine emergency, fix a leak, or a stopped up sewer line? What's normally the profit off of something like that? The profit is better in emergency situations because it's the same amount of work and I just charge a little bit more. So right. I would say that the margin goes from like
30% to maybe 40%, 42%.
All right. So in dollars, how much profit is that in dollars?
In dollars, let's say I'm charging average ticket of say 350 to 400, and I can walk away with 175, 150 in an emergency situation, or sometimes even, it just depends on what I'm doing, and it depends on
So if I could pick you up with an additional 20 calls a week, phone calls coming in, how many of those do you suppose you'd end up making service calls on?
Well, emergency?
Yes.
Well, if they're emergency, I suppose I'd probably close about 15 of them out of 20. Possibly.
All right. So let's just run on the low side. So if you could close 15 additional emergency service calls, and say you only made $100 off of them, that'd be an extra $1,500 a week for you to start growing your business back. So it'd be about $6,000 a month. If you could do that, and it would only cost you about $1,000 a month, would that be something you'd be interested in?
Yeah.
Okay. How soon would it take you to get ramped up to be able to handle those additional 20 calls a week?
Well, tell me about those leads. I mean, we did Home Advisor, and they just, I'm really not interested in sharing these with people. And what my biggest problem is they just start comparing me to all these other quotes, and it just becomes a nightmare of wasting my time.
You're exactly right. Those are the worst kind of leads in the world. You're literally having to compete to race to the bottom on profit. Now these are going to be exclusive leads to you. They are going to be, you will be the only one that contacts them. Now I do ask you to make contact with them as soon as possible. It would be best if you could answer the phone immediately when they come in, and we'll let you know they're a lead from us as you're answering the call. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I am. That would be good.
It takes a little bit to get you set up, so we're probably looking 3 or 4 days before we get the calls to start coming in. Can you be ready to handle those calls in that amount of time?
Yeah, we're just going to have to talk about what it is that they think they're getting in, and they're calling me. Is that what you're saying?
They're going to be calling you. They're going to be calling straight into your phone, whatever phone number you want them to reach you at, and they will be at the point of emergency at that moment. They're going to be wanting you to show up immediately. That's part of the reason I want to make sure that you're going to be ready to handle the volume we can send you.
Right. All right. So there's certain things that I'm not prepared to do as well.
Okay.
I can't do arc welding right now. So depending on metals and things like that, I don't need to go into all the details right now, but there's things I can and can't do. Are you counting me getting a bunch of to do stuff I can't do? Makes sense to me.
And let me ask this question, because when you're doing emergency calls, it's kind of hard to filter out some types of work and miss out on others. Have you got another buddy that's in the business that you could pass off those deals to that you can't handle, and maybe he and you share some of stuff back and forth?
Yeah, sure. Maybe I could do that.
And that way you're kind of building up a network of people there, and that way you don't have to be the expert in everything that you're doing. Does that sound like something that would work good for you right now while you're trying to get it built back up?
Yeah, it could. And then, well, I guess I just need to, how are you getting these leads? I mean, like, I'll tell you, I don't want to get leads from Brentwood, right? It's just not my demographic. I've had trouble getting payment from Brentwood. I only want leads from a certain area. I'll tell you what that is. But I mean, I really don't want to drive too far. There's places that they're not wearing masks and they don't have as much respect for what's going on as I do. So I hear what you're saying. They're exclusive, but I guess I'm really kind of picky.
Well, and I understand that. I would be the same way. And I laugh and joke and tell this about somebody. If we were trying to do something in New Orleans and you've got Lake Pontchartrain that is 30 miles wide and you did 30-mile radius, it might take you 3 hours to get to the other side of the lake. So what we try to do is geo-target these leads into the market that you want to be in. And so we can put some parameters on that. I won't promise that 100% of them will be perfect, but you'll never get 100% perfect. But you should get in that 75, 80, 90% range if we've got good parameters of what you're looking for to market.
All right. Now, how can I make sure that nobody else is getting these leads? Because
they're going to be strictly to you. We're going to use exclusive to you. We're going to build the campaigns based upon you. We're going to advertise. We're going to market these just like we are your company. And so we're not out there round robin hunting for those. I'm only going to work with one person in your area, and that way I make sure that I don't have any crossovers.
All right. Well, so what else? What have you got in my area? Because now you got me thinking. A lot of my buddies are in the trades, and I know plumbers all the way out to Nassau. I mean, I probably know 6 or 7 guys. We could probably cover the whole North Shore and halfway down the island. What do you got going on Long Island right now?
We can target any market you want us to set up to. If you guys want to put obviously the more calls that we generate, it's going to cost us more money. But we would definitely be willing to work with a cooperative of some kind. But what I would suggest right now is that we focus on getting you up and running and getting you closer to capacity. And then as we bring your buddies on, we can talk about a way to build a project that's good for all of you.
All right. That makes sense.
All right. Well, let's get you started. Let's get you started on the program. I'm going to send you over some paperwork by DocuSign to your email address, so we can go ahead and get your payment process set up. If you would give me the best email address.
Sure. That's gil@gil.com. I'm wondering though, how, if you could just send me a couple of these to test. I've just dealt with a lot of guys who do leads over time, and that's a real clear and sure way to suck money out of your bank account. I agree 100%. But if I was going to send you some test leads, don't you think I would kind of filter the well and make sure I only sent you the best free leads I could, so I could trick you into the program? Well, I suppose that's a good point. And I like the way
but I'll tell you this, that if the leads aren't what you want, you and I will work together until we get those leads to be what you want. And if I have to comp you leads to offset that while we're going through that process, I have no problem in putting that in writing whatsoever. Does that sound fair enough?
All right, Mike, it does. It does sound fair. I appreciate where you're coming from. All right, send it out.
I've got it sitting there. Get ready to go over.
All right, we went over, but I didn't want to stop because it was too good. It was gems. It was gold. Guys, I can't believe this, but Mike, phenomenal. Matter of fact, Mike, another Mike on the call, Michael Peel said, if Gil doesn't want to sign up for this, sign me up, Shipman. I want in on this. So Peel was in it. Listen, this is nobody had practiced although you could say they practiced their whole life. This wasn't a setup. Mike and Gil, both of you had no idea I was going to ask you to do it. Hell, Gil was talking about his age. He wasn't talking about doing this. He just came on because he's a good sport. So none of this was pre-set up or rehearsed at all. So, and a lot of good feedback for you, Gil, on pushing back and, not being an ass, but pushing back. And anyway, it was good. And what's interesting, you guys, is Gil and Mike, I don't think have ever met in person. So I need a favor, though. And I want to say thank you to Mike and to Gil, but I need a favor. Anybody, looks like our GoToWebinar recording cut out like 20 minutes ago. When it did, I triggered it to start back in, but I'm afraid we lost some of the call. And I don't know who may have recorded this last 45 minutes, this session 2 today. If not, I'll rerun it on Tuesday, but I won't be able to recreate that magic that just happened. I think I got most of the end back on recording, but it definitely looks like it cut out in the middle on number 2 here. This whole system right now has been really temperamental. Live streams and GoToWebinars and Zooms, all of them. But with that being said, I want to thank Mike, as usual, and thank Gil. And I want to tell you guys, you notice how easy it was? It was just a conversation. Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, Perkins, I'll take it on 8-track. Ken Fong, yeah, or Francis, awesome. Awesome, you guys. Michael Walker, any of you, if you could send a link or something to support, just send it in, and that would be phenomenal. It would really help, and we really appreciate it. It would mean a lot. And I want to get that out to everybody because that interaction with Mike and Gil, a lot of you want that. So what we're going to do on Tuesday, next week, is we'll continue with that storyline. We'll continue with these kind of, and we'll do different ones. We'll do them, hey, I missed a call. We'll do all the angles, and we'll play them out. And lots of you, if you want, can come on live. I'll do it with you, or we'll get somebody to play both sides. You won't want to miss Tuesday. However, we got 5 sessions done of the 6 in the virtual summit, and we got another barn burner coming.